Hello all. Uh, in this video we'll try to cover the introduction part of unit number 5, which is branch and bound. Yes, what is a branch and bound? What is meant by branch and bound? While discussing in the unit 4 which is backtracking, I told you depth first node generation of a state space tree with bounding conditions is called as backtracking, and also breadth first node generation of a state space tree using bounding conditions is called a branch and bound. In order to just to revise for you, if you forget what is meant by depth first node generation and breadth first node generation, take an example of a state space tree. For example, if we toss two coins, the resulting state space tree will be like this. If you want to generate this state space tree using depth first node generation, that is the technique we use to generate this state space tree in the backtracking. For example, in the node number 1, in the depth first node generation, the nodes are keep on generating until the leaf nodes where there are no nodes to generated. First of all, I think you remember about the definitions of a dead node. Since it is important to remember these dead nodes, E node and live node definition in order to understand this unit, I'll just try to revise it. What is a dead node, what is a E node, and what is a... First we'll see what is a live node. A node which has been generated and all of the children have not yet been generated is called a live node. It means one is a node which is generated and all of its children are not being generated, then that node is called live node. If node 1 has no children to generate, for example, if we consider this node, it has no children to generate, then this node is called as dead node. What is E node? For example, if we have 2 or 3 nodes generated and among these 3 nodes are freshly generated from this node, these 3 nodes are called live nodes. Among the available live nodes, whichever node you have chosen to expand it further, that node is called as E node. You understand these three definitions? A live node is a node which is freshly generated and all of its children are not being generated. If it has no children to generate, then it is called dead node. And among the available live nodes, whichever node you have chosen to generate it further, to expand it further, that node is called E node. Yes, now we are at depth first node generation of a state space tree is called backtracking. We told that. What is meant by depth first node generation? In the depth first node generation, we keep on generating the nodes until we reach a leaf node or until we don't have any other nodes to generate. For example, here the first node, this one is generated, we may consider it as 2, and the next node generated is among these 2. In the depth first node generation, it won't generate this node, it keep on generating. It will generate this node, which is node number 3. It has no further nodes to generate. Now it moves back here, it checks whether any other remaining nodes to generate at this level. Yes, this node is there, therefore this is the 4th node which is being generated. It move back here, checks whether any other nodes are to be generated. Yes, this node is there to be generated. Now this node becomes node number 5. The next node being generated is this node is generated, which is 6. It moves back again and it checks whether any other nodes are needed to be generated. Yes, this node is there and it is generated, node number 7. This is the depth first node generation of this state space tree. Now we'll see how the breadth first node generation works. For example, node number 1 is generated. In the breadth first node generation, which is similar to breadth first search traversal. What is BFS traversal? If you remember, in the data structures we have studied, BFS is also called as level order traversing. It means in a level in this level, if and only if all the nodes are generated, then only we will generate the nodes in the next level. Just like BFS, it means one first of all node number 1 is generated and it has become E node. Until a E node becomes dead node, we don't generate any other nodes. Now one has generated all the possible nodes and it has no nodes to generate, then one has become dead node. Now we will move to the next level. Next level, these nodes are there. It means node number 4 is this one, and next node generated is node number 5. We keep on generating all the nodes in this node. We keep on generating all the nodes in this level. Then only we move to next level. 6, node number 6 and node number 7. 6 is generated and 7 is generated. It's called level order traversal of level order generation of the nodes. It's called as a breadth first node generation. If you clearly observe the difference between these two, here the node number 3rd node generated is this node in the depth first node generation. The 3rd node generated in the breadth first node generation is this one. If you clearly observe the difference between DFN and BFN. The DFN way of generating the nodes is called backtracking. BFN way of generating the nodes is called branch and bound. We can also say as, instead of saying BFN way of generating the nodes, we can also say as state generation method in which E node remains E node until it is dead node is called branch and bound. It means, for example, 1 is an E node. It is supposed to generate 3 nodes. Until it generates 3 nodes, it becomes E node. అంటే 3 nodes generate చేసే అంతవరకు ఈ నోడ్ అనేది ఈ నోడ్ లానే ఉంది. అంటే ఎక్స్పాండ్ చేస్తూనే ఉన్నాం. ఎప్పుడు ఈ నోడ్ జనరేషన్, ఈ నోడ్ అనేది డెడ్ నోడ్ అయిన తర్వాత మాత్రమే ఈ ఎక్స్పాన్షన్ ఆగిపోతుంది. అంటే స్టేట్ జనరేషన్ మెథడ్ ఇన్ విచ్ ఈ నోడ్ రిమైన్స్ ఈ నోడ్ అంటిల్ ఇట్ ఈస్ డెడ్ నోడ్. డెడ్ నోడ్ అయ్యేంత వరకు ఇది ఈ నోడ్ లానే ఉండాలి. ఈ నోడ్ లానే ఉండటం అంటే దాని అర్థం ఏంటి? ఎక్స్పాండ్ చేస్తూ ఉండాలి డెడ్ నోడ్ అయ్యే వరకు. దెన్ వి సే ఇట్ యాజ్ branch and bound. If you clearly observe, first of all node number 1 is generated here. Node number 1 is generated and we generate node number 2 and node number 3. Since it is a level order traversal in the breadth first node generation, we generated all the nodes in this level. But why we have generated the node number 4 first? Why not node number 6 here? In the next level, whichever node we need to choose to become E node, I have chosen node number 2 as E node. It means among 2 and 3, first node number 2 is generated and I made 2 as E node. It means whatever the node first generated in this level, I made it as E node. Then it is called FIFO branch and bound. ఈ లెవెల్లో ఏ నోడ్ అయితే ఫస్ట్ జనరేట్ అయిందో దాన్ని నేను ఈ నోడ్ చేశాను కాబట్టి అది ఫీఫో బ్రాంచ్ అండ్ బౌండ్ అయింది. అలాగే ఈ లెవెల్లో ఇప్పుడు 4, 5, 6, 7 ఇన్ దిస్ లెవెల్ విచ్ ఎవర్ నోడ్ ఈస్ ఫస్ట్ జనరేటెడ్ అమంగ్ 4, 5, 6, 7, 4 is generated. Therefore the next E node should be node number 4. I should start generating from node number 4. This way of generating the nodes level order is called FIFO branch and bound. There is also one more technique called D-search. D-search, it means, which is also a branch and bound generation technique. It is similar to FIFO branch and bound. The only difference is if at a level we have generated 3 number of nodes. Among these 3 nodes, if we choose node number 2 as an E node, now 2, 3, 4 are live nodes. If we choose node 2 as E node, it is called FIFO branch and bound. If we choose the last generated node, it means 4 as E node, then it is called D-search generation of the nodes. D-search uses LIFO. It is also called LIFO branch and last in first out. At a particular level, whatever the node that is generated last, we made it as E node, then it is called LIFO branch and bound. We start expanding from the node number 4. Next we move to node number 3 and next we move to node number 2. Yes, that's all about the introduction part. In the introduction part of the branch and bound, we have seen what is a dead node, E node and a live node. Depth first node generation of a state space tree is called backtracking. Breadth first node generation of a state space tree is called a branch and bound. What is a breadth first node generation? We have seen these two examples. A E node remains as E node until it becomes dead node. It means E node should generate all the nodes in the next level. Then only it becomes dead node. Then only we should make any other live nodes as E node. In the next level, whichever the node we are choosing to make E node brings us FIFO branch and bound and LIFO branch and bound. But in our syllabus, we talk about FIFO branch and bound and least cost branch and bound. What is least cost branch and bound? We will see in the next video. We try to solve 4 queens problem using FIFO branch and bound. First of all, we'll see it in the next video.